Hi there. In this video, I want to continue the series on MAGA 2024. If in case you didn't watch the first episode, please I'll drop it in the description box below. MAGA stands for Make America Great Again. But in this second episode, I want to explore the reasons why Africans should hate Trump. So in the first episode, I laid a background for all that we're going to be doing after. Even this one is a sort of background. And pardon me if this background is getting too lengthy. If you already know all these things, please, I would implore you to skip to episode 3. Episode 3 itself is going to be background. And the reason for backgrounds is because many of the people that we're dealing with, they don't read. They don't listen to anything. They are not informed. And so you've got to lay down a very solid foundation for the arguments we're going to be making right from episode 3 or episode 4. But so please pardon me if you're already aware of these things. But it's not for your sakes. If you are aware, it's not because of you. It's because of those that don't know anything, and they just need to be they need to be brought gently into this stage where we can discuss evenly. So in this video, what I will be doing is give my perspective why I think some Africans hate Trump, and I've called it why Africans should hate Trump. So if you think that any of these reasons flies with you, then good. If you think none of them actually flies, we're going to see when we get to where we're going. So I'll be playing some clips so that you have an idea. So this is the man that we're talking about, Donald J. Trump. This is the man. I guess you know him, but in case you don't, this is Donald J. Trump for you. Actually, this is a caricature of him. This is a caricature of Donald J. Trump. And you see that here is standing behind the podium that says Make America Great Again. Actually, there was a song composed for that movement, Make America Great Again movement. And I would like us to, there are two things I'll be playing. One is this song, and the other one is the introduction, the entrance of Donald J. Trump into the Republican National Convention 2024. Just a couple of weeks after he was, maybe a week or two after he was, after the assassination attempt on Trump's life. So let's see this.
From the cities to the fields across this land, facing new struggles, we take a stand. Voices of the people rising once more. For liberty and justice, we'll even the score. We come together under the same sky. With dreams of tomorrow, we lift our heads high. Make America great again, hear our cry. With hope and strength, we'll touch the sky. From coast to coast, we'll take a stand for unity and peace in this proud land. Through the trials and changes, we've come so far, chasing our dreams, no matter where they are. With resilience and hope, we face each new day. Together, we'll pave a brighter way. We come together under the same sky. With dreams of tomorrow, we lift our heads high. Make America great again, hear our cry. With hope and strength, we'll touch the sky. From coast to coast, we'll take a stand for unity and peace in this proud land. With courage and grace, we'll carry the flame in the land of the free, where liberty remains. Hand in hand, we'll build and defend our rights and dreams on which we depend. Make America great again, hear our cry. With hope and strength, we'll touch the sky. From coast to coast, we'll take a stand for unity and peace in this proud land. Make America great again, together we stand. For our home, our future, our promised land. With every step, we'll proudly proclaim, in unity and love, we'll forever remain.
So, that is the official song of the movement, Make America Great Again. And Donald J. Trump happens to be the man at the center, the one galvanizing. I'm not sure if he was the one that brought the idea, but he popularized it. So both in 2016 and in this 2024, he's been the center of this movement. And this is the song that was composed for that movement. With this, I am set to discuss the main reasons. There may be more. So if you agree with me, good. If you don't agree, give me the reasons why you think you don't agree with this. The problem that we have in our land is that we don't discuss. We don't engage. We don't take part. We don't participate in public discourse. Public discourse is a taboo, particularly those of us who claim to be Christians. We are supposed to be arguing things out, ironing things out, debating things out. That's how societies move forward. If we don't do this, the generations coming will pay dearly, because our own fathers did not do this. That's why we're paying dearly. And you who claim to be educated, I am challenging you. I'm inviting you. Come out of your shell. You are occupied with so many other things, running here and there, doing ministry, doing work, doing social media. But the things that are important for your life, for your survival, you never discuss those things. And if you discover that after you have engaged, after you have tabled your opinion, your thought, and you see that it cannot measure up, it's just falling short of reason, then you drop it. In humility, you have to agree that you are wrong. That is the essence of all these things. You have to agree that you are wrong. Okay, good. If you are wrong, what is the right thing? That's how societies move forward. Advanced societies, they move forward through engagement, through participation, through challenging their thoughts and their opinions in the court of sound reasoning. And that's what you people don't want to do. I mean, but we're in it together. And in case anybody is wondering, maybe I'm going to do that video separate, why I decided to go public with my opinions, particularly what we can call political opinions. I don't really like politics, but not talking about it, not discussing it is affecting me, it's impacting on me directly. It's affecting my family. And I can't believe that anybody is still asking me, to stay away, to stop talking about it. We cannot, because not talking for decades has brought us to where we are now. And that's where the church is to blame. That's where the church is culpable. So with all this ranting, if you want to call it ranting, let me give you some of the reasons I think you should hate Trump. If you already hate him, justify yourself with these reasons. Or if you have some other reasons, bring those reasons forth. Number one, I have just 5. Number one, you see, Trump is very blunt. He is blunt. And people don't like blunt individuals. Trump is blunt, and people don't like blunt. I wanted to say Trump individuals. Those are the Trumpers, or Trumpomania, or the way Hulk Hogan called the followers of Trump at the RNC 2024. So he's blunt, very, very blunt. He doesn't sugarcoat words. And if you're a Christian, I want to ask you, what is bad in that? What is bad in being blunt? Now, listen to me attentively. Trump is not my savior. I don't even believe that he is the one to save America. In the real sense in the Christian sense of it, God is still the governor. He is still the judge over all nations. And except the Lord keep the city, they labor in vain. The watchmen, they are just working in vain. Except the Lord builds the city, those who are laboring, they are laboring in vain. So America itself was built upon the foundation of righteousness. That is why their motto is, in God we trust. In God we trust. So I'm not looking at Trump as a sort of messiah. No, he still needs God to help him in whatever he is doing. So having said that, so I see him as a very blunt person. I have watched some of his interviews. I'm not going to show some of those things where newsmen, the so-called reporters from CNN, from MSNBC, from ABC, from all those Trump calls them fake news. All those left-leaning media, where they wanted to corner him, and he would just tell them very straightforward, very bluntly, that I think your question is, sometimes he will say you're asking an irresponsible question, or he will say, I think this is a stupid question. People don't like that. They're acting stupidly, but they don't like anybody that is going to call them out and say, look, this is your stupidity. That is one. 2, see, Trump is a typical macho man. Trump is a representative man. I'm not speaking theology here, but I'm talking in terms of social construct. Okay, there is something they call the patriarchal system, the patriarchy. Trump is a representative of the patriarchy. And the left, which I'm going to discuss in another episode, political spectrum. I'm going to discuss political spectrum. So when I say the left and you don't understand it yet, don't worry. Watch episode 3. You will see the discussion on political spectrum. So Trump is a representative of the patriarchy, the system in which man is at the head of everything. Everything is placed under man, not as an oppressor, but as the overseer. Somebody has to be an overseer. So if it's not man, it's going to be a woman. Now, what is bad in a man being the overseer of the society? If you want to overthrow the patriarchy, then it means that you are installing a matriarchy. You are installing a woman as the head of the society. And I don't have any problem with that. If you think that the woman ought to be the head of the society, just give me the reasons why it has to be like that. And feminists don't like this thing that I'm talking about. They want a woman to be the head of the society. And they are fighting, they are contending with men. They want equal rights. No problem. Just give me the reasons why it should be like that. So Trump is a representative of the patriarchy. He stands very strong, and some people don't like it that way. Let's move on to the next reason. This is the third one. You see, the man is a fighter. Trump is a fighter. That's the third reason. And he's not going to back down in the face of opposition. He won't back down. He's not going to back down. At this juncture, I'm going to then move ahead to, let me, after point 4, the reason 4, I'm going to then play the second video that I want to play. So, he's a fighter. If you're friendly with him, he'll be friendly with you. If you come across to him like you are an enemy, do you expect him to bow down? Do you expect him to lie down and you walk over him? Is that what you think? Just give me the reason. Why is it that you hate him for that quality? Somebody who is going to fight for his right. Somebody who is going to stand up for what he believes. You challenge him, he's not going to look down. What is destroying the West is this self-loathing, self-condemnation. The West brings guilt upon themselves. They are to blame for anything, any bad thing that is happening in the world. It is the West that is to blame. But Trump doesn't buy any of that. He doesn't buy any of that. Take, for example, if you are a Yoruba man, you live in southwest Nigeria, or even if you don't live in southwest Nigeria, but you originate from southwest Nigeria, the Oyo Empire conquered so many other empires. Even within the Yoruba land itself, there was war between the Ijebus and the Ibadan people from Oyo or from Ife. War between the Egbas and those other. If you have really listened to the story of how Egba was founded, Abeokuta was founded, it was as a result of struggle, fight for freedom from the interference of the Oyo people. And these are Yoruba speakers. They are all Yorubas from within the same Yoruba land. So oppressing themselves. So that's how the society had been functioning long ago. All right, it's a struggle for survival, and it still happens today. But instead of the West to stand up and defend what they believe, they will just back out, and every condemnation, every accusation, they swallow it, and they see themselves as bad. Because of the slave trade, because of these and these, because of the people that are challenging the West and saying they took part in slave trade, ask them if the East did not take part in slave trade. When I say the East, I'm talking about the Middle East and the Far East, Asia and the rest, the Arab countries. They didn't take part in the slave trade. They didn't enslave the Africans. If they want to claim that they did not enslave the Africans, ask them, where did Muhammad get his black slaves? And I happen to know those slaves. Mary the Copt was a female slave. Not only female slave, Muhammad would rape her. Okay? Bilal, who used to call for prayer, was a slave. While the rest were sleeping, by 5 o'clock, Bilal had to wake up and go to mosque to go and raise prayer, call for prayer. Where did they get those black slaves? And those were not the only black slaves that Muhammad had. There were many. At a particular time, he traded 2 black slaves for 1 Arab slave. So where did the Arabs get their black slaves if there was no slave trade? Did they buy those slaves from white men? No. They themselves were trading in black slaves. But it's only the sub-Saharan, what do they call it? It's that kind of slave trade that you're going to read in books. You will not read about the slave trade that took place at the Horn of Africa, which was spearheaded by the Arabs. And people want to talk about Trump hates the blacks and the Arabs. Do the Arabs love the black people? Do they? No, they don't. They don't. We didn't read about We've not been reading about the slaves captured by the Arabs from Africa. Everybody overlooks that. It is the West. Mind you, I'm not justifying any slave trade. I'm only saying that it was a common thing in the world. But today, in this modern era, the white men are being made to feel guilty for every evil thing that happens in the world, particularly the ones that they did not do. Maybe their forefathers did, and Trump would not be part of that. He wouldn't have any of that. He would stand up and say no. That is why people hate him. People want the whites to bow down their heads and to feel sorry and to feel guilty and to feel unfortunate for the woes that have befallen the whole of the world. But all other races contributed to all this mess. Nobody talks about what the other races did. Listen, even whites were enslaved by the Arabs. Nobody wants to talk about that. And if anybody is challenging me here, saying that it is not true, then come on board. Let's discuss. I'll bring the documents, incontrovertible evidence to prove my point. So Trump is a fighter. He's not going to back down in the face of opposition. He will prove his point. That is why many blacks hate Trump. And if you think you should hate him for those reasons, let me know. And if there are other reasons why you think you should hate him, let me know. The fourth thing, from my own perspective, is that he's a nationalist. Trump is a nationalist. He puts America's interest first. And you're going to tell me what is bad in that? That a leader of a nation puts the interest of his own people first. You ask yourself a question. Why is it that your own leader doesn't put your interest first? If a white man comes to your country as a black, as an African, and you're still living in Africa, if a white man or a leader of a white nation comes to meet your own president and they are proposing something silly, something stupid, why does your own president accept? Why? Take, for example, during the COVID-19, Trump was the one that was saying the truth. Okay, saying this, saying that. The rest of Africa, they were collecting vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. Okay, the man that stood, I think it was Tanzanian president or something like that. He didn't last long. They killed him. Or, well, let me just say he died. Why is it that your own president, your own leaders, your own black leaders can't stand up for your interests? What is bad in... That's why God puts you there. If you're a leader. In your family, for example, you're a man. You are supposed to defend your family, your wife and children. You are supposed to die in defending them if you really believe in God. Okay, not like the Afghanistan men who were running away when American troops withdrew some years back. That was 2020 or 2021 or something like that. No, not like those. Those are not men. Those are cowards. Some of them were hanging on a plane. Of course, we're not going to see their end because they died on the way. Hanging to the plane when the plane was about to take off. You saw those videos. Or maybe you did not. I'll try and show that. Those are not men. A man is supposed to defend his territory. If you're a head of a home, you're supposed to put the interest of your wife and children first. And if you're the head of a community, you're supposed to put the interest of the community first. Lay aside your own interest and defend your community. That is what God has put you there for. And if you're the head of a state, you're a governor or this or that, you are in position. You are there to put the interest of your people first. And if you're the president of a nation, you're supposed to put the interest of your people first. And if there is territorial violation, you're supposed to stand, deploy your troops, and let them defend. It's unlike what is happening in Nigeria that everybody just infiltrates. It is based on ethnicity. It is based on religion. Okay, but Trump is a nationalist who defends the interest of America. If China wants to take advantage, China is taking advantage of Africa. China is having its way, negotiating, and in all their negotiation, they are going to have the advantage. Nigeria pushed away the West and invited China. What is the end result? What have we gained out of it? And why did Nigeria put away the West? It's because of Christianity. It's because of Islamization of Nigeria. The Islamic leaders of Nigeria were the ones behind pushing away of the West. They wanted to eliminate Western influence from Nigeria. And where are they looking towards? They're looking towards the East. As I see it, the modern fight, the modern struggle for survival has always been between the West and the East. And you have to align. Africa has to align. And Nigeria is now aligning with the East, with Arab countries and with China and with Koreans and this and that. We're going to pay dearly for this because our civilization was based on Western civilization. Now, it's not as if I am saying the West is the best. There is no best anywhere. There's no best anywhere. But what better serves your interest? What serves the interest of your nation? If you don't know that, if all that you want to do is based on religious view of everything, that's why we have got to where we are now. And in this Trump, what do they call it? They call it Trump hatred or something like that. I want to say this, that the Arabs or the Islamists, they are together with those who hate Trump. Why is that? The Muslims in Nigeria, they are the foremost in hating Trump. Why is that? Oh, it is because of this fight between the West and the East. Remember, the Arab countries are grouped together with the East, and Muslims are always gravitating, always going with the Arabs. And because they perceive Christianity as a Western religion. That's what is happening in Nigeria. That's why you will hardly see a Muslim that will speak well of Trump or speak well of America or speak well of West. They will always praise Arab countries. And what has the Arab countries done to you? Have they been good to you in anything? So I don't see anything bad if Trump wants to be a nationalist, if he's putting America first. If you think you want to destroy America, he's going to say no. See, you will be able to serve the interest of others when you are well-to-do. There's no reason, there's no point playing a good father, playing whatever you want to play, the supervisor, when your house is burning. That's what Trump is saying. Let America be sound. You get peace through victory. That's what he believes. That is his philosophy. Peace through strength, not peace by appeasing the terrorists. He doesn't believe in that. And that is what that's why many Africans, the Muslims in particular, that's why they hate Trump. That's why the Arabs, they hate Trump. Iranians and other Arab countries. That's why they hate Trump. Because they want a leader in America who is going to be weak, who will pander to whatever they say, who will apologize. They want an America that should be apologetic, that will not be strong, that will lie down, and then they can just walk over, and whatever demand they make, they want America to say yes. They want a yes man or a yes woman at the White House in America. And Trump is not going to be that. So at this juncture, I'm going to play the next clip, which is actually Trump's introduction at the RNC. I think you will like it. It's inspiring.
Please welcome the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it! God bless the USA. We are here tonight with one purpose, and that is to elect Donald J. Trump as the next president of the United States. He is here tonight to show his courage, his defiance against somebody who tried to kill him. You will not take this man down. He has the courage, the strength, and he will be the next president of the United States. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea. Ladies and gentlemen, the 45th President of the United States and soon to be the 47th President of the United States, please welcome Donald J. Trump. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Mr. President.
Please welcome Mark Laws from Cedar Springs, Michigan. Gentlemen,
If you were not moved by that, well, I understand why you were not moved, but I was moved. I was moved. Did you notice the white taping, the white plaster on the right ear of Donald J. Trump? That was because the wound of the bullet that hit him had not completely healed. It was just about a week after his first assassination attempt. And his brain could have been blown out had he not slightly turned Right. The video is all over the internet. Right. So, but before I close, let me just summarize. Okay, there's one more point that I want to make. Why I think some Africans hate Trump. It is because Trump is a staunch supporter of Israel. And I know my Muslim friends don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. The question I want to ask you is this: why don't you want to hear that? What's your problem? You are not from that place. Why don't you want to hear anything Israel? It's because of your religion. It's because of Islam. As simple as that. I'm not going to be politically correct. I will call a spade a spade. You understand that? As a matter of fact, the reason I'm doing this video is to call a spade a spade. So because Trump supports Israel, that is why some Africans, Muslims in particular, that's why they hate him. But what's your problem with that? What's your problem with that? You are not a Palestinian. You are not. You are not an Iranian. You are not an Iraqi. You are not a Turk. You are not a Syrian. You are not an Egyptian. You are not a Yemeni. You are not an Afghan. What is the problem with you? Your own country is being blown apart. And you're okay with that. But if Trump says anything about Israel or he intervenes in the battle between Israel and her neighbors, you are protesting all over the streets of Nigeria. What's your problem? Or maybe some foreign affairs minister in Nigeria will be kicking. You are kicking. Look at the thousands of kilometers between you and Israel. Mind your business. And if you don't want to mind your business, okay, I understand. We all have our biases. I understand. So, but what would you do about that? What will you do? See, even if you want to say, okay, the real reason, you should say it. The real reason is Islam. But to pretend that Trump is doing something bad and that's why you hate him, no. It is because of your religion. It's because your religion by default hates the Jews. And anybody who supports the Jews is your enemy by implication. So the friend of your enemy is also your enemy. That is the reason. Now, those who are not Muslims who call themselves Christians and they still follow this narrative, they still buy the trash, they buy the nonsense. I would just ask you to think, why would you hate Israel? If you're a Christian, why would you hate Israel? Why would you be involved in anti-Semitism? And why would you hate Trump for loving Israel? I just need explanation. That's what I need. I just need, let's dialogue. Let's talk about these things. And let's see. I'm not even yet diving into the conflict between Israel and so-called Palestine, because there was no Palestine. Okay? We're not talking about that yet. We're going to give reasons why Trump supports Israel, but not now. I'm looking at why people hate Trump. Why he hates Trump. I've outlined 5 reasons why Africans hate Trump or why they think they should hate him. All right? We can then go in depth. And I welcome anybody to my platform. I welcome you. If you invite me to your platform, as long as we're going to have open discussion, not some Facebook group where we'll be chatting. I don't want that. Let's see your face. Let's talk. Bring forth your reasons. That's what I want. So that the rest of the world can listen to us and then judge for themselves. But if you are not going to be involved in that and you want to invite me to one Dawa center somewhere where some ignorant women are just shouting and howling and shouting Allahu Akbar, I'm not going to come to that. I won't. So just get it straight. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I've laid before you 5 reasons why people hate Trump and why Africans join them in that hatred of Trump. Okay, so if you have more, Just drop here. Maybe you want to call him a fascist. You call him he's Hitler. He's a hate monger. Give reasons why you think he's that. Don't just come and tell me something. Give evidence. Bring evidence. So thank you very much. In the third episode, I will then be looking at political spectrum. What do we mean by that? And be explaining what political spectrum is and where Trump stands on the political spectrum and where Nigerians stand on the political spectrum. We will see all that. Thank you and God bless you.